Hi, there is sometimes the need to convert numbers from integer data types to floating point data types or vice versa. And this arises quite often in production code bases. And so I want us to take a look at how to do that in this video. I have already created a file called typeconversions.py in which I'm going to show you how to convert from integers to floats and from floats to integers. So let's create some dummy variables. Let's say age is equal to 35 and let's say salary is equal to 6590.95, something like that. Now you can see that age is an integer and salary is a float. Okay, now how do we convert an integer to a float and a float to an integer? Well, Python has inbuilt functions for these also. The inbuilt function for converting something into an integer is called int, and the inbuilt function for doing the same for floats is called float. So let's just print age before we do the conversion, and then I am going to print salary. To make the output a lot cleaner, I'm going to print here before conversion. Okay, so let's run this program, and I'm sure you won't be surprised. You already know the output to expect. So of course we are seeing 35 and then 6590.95. Now let's say I say age is equal to int. I want to convert it to float age. Don't be confused about line 8. This is how you want to read line 8. What I'm asking the computer to do is go into the memory location where you stored age, read the value of age and convert it to a float data type. What distinguishes an integer from a float? It is the fact that they have decimal point, right? So let's print these after conversion. So I'll say print after conversion, and then I will print age. Remember that your variable names are case sensitive, so I spelled age with small letters. I cannot use age with capital AGE. Okay, so let's run this program once again and notice the difference. Before conversion, age was printed as 35. After conversion, it is printed as 35.0. And this is the result of converting an integer to a float. I told you that floating point numbers have the ability to store decimal places. So once you do the conversion, Python will add the decimal point to it, the point, and then zero at the end. Okay, let's see how we can convert the float into an integer, and we'll notice something very interesting there. So let's say I say salary is equal to int salary. So this is how you want to read line 9. Go into the memory and read the content of the variable salary and convert it to an integer and store it back in the same location. So previously it was 6590.95. Now let's see what we're going to get for that. So I'm going to print salary, and then I'm going to run the program again. Interesting. So you can see that after conversion we are kind of losing precision for the salary. See that the 0.95 has been removed, and this is known as truncation, and it is something that you want to be aware of. So The integer data type uses less amount of space in your RAM than the floating point data types do. So we consider the integer data types as being smaller in terms of memory usage compared to the floats. Now, whenever you are converting from a bigger data type to a smaller data type, there is the risk of losing precision, like we have seen in the scenario where we converted salary from float to an integer. It basically chops off everything after the decimal point and throws it away. This can be dangerous depending on the context within which your programs are being used. For example, if you are writing a program to control a robot, if you are writing a program to control a lift, if you are writing a program to control a space shuttle or a rocket, you don't want to be throwing away the numbers after the decimal point, because for scientific applications, accuracy is key. Even if it is not scientific applications and you are dealing with payroll, you don't want to be chopping off people's salary starting from where the decimal point is, because when you accumulate these .05, .01, .02, it actually becomes a big number. So you want to be careful of truncation errors whenever you are converting from integer to float or from float to integers. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video where we talk about some common errors that you can begin to start seeing based on the level where we have reached now. So see you soon in class again.